Before you open your eyes to the world, open your heart to what is already yours. Before you reach for more, breathe into the truth that you are already full. There is a river, and it has always been flowing. Not toward you, through you. It has no beginning you can trace, and no end you can see. It is the current of divine abundance, and it does not run dry. It does not slow for seasons. It does not stop for storms. It simply flows. And you are not standing on the bank watching it pass. You are in it. You are of it. You are it. This is not something you must earn. This is something you must remember. So breathe. Settle into this stillness. And let the truth of your overflow wash over every part of you that has ever felt empty, every corner of you that has ever whispered that there was not enough, every quiet room inside you that has ever been darkened by the belief that lack was your portion. Let it all go now. Let the current carry it away. And in its place, let something ancient and sure rise up within you, the knowing that you were created in abundance, designed for overflow, and destined for more than you have yet allowed yourself to receive. I do not begin this day with grasping. I begin with receiving. I do not open my hands in desperation. I open them in quiet expectation. For abundance is not a destination I am racing toward. It is a nature I am returning to. There is nowhere I need to go to find what I seek. I need only to turn inward, to settle, to become still enough to hear the truth that has been speaking to me all along. The voice beneath the noise, the knowing beneath the fear, the certainty beneath every doubt that has ever tried to convince me that I am without. I slow down now. I soften now. I release the tension of wanting and rest in the peace of having, for there is something within me that already knows how this ends. There is a part of me that has never been confused, never been lacking, never been lost. That part is not my mind. That part is not my past. That part is the eternal truth of who I am, the divine seed planted in me before I had a name, before I had a history, before the world had a chance to tell me what was possible and what was not. That part is alive in me right now, and it is speaking. It says, "You are enough." It says, "There is enough." It says, "The river has never stopped flowing, and it never will." I breathe in fullness. I breathe out lack. I breathe in overflow. I breathe out scarcity. I let the gentle current of prosperity move through me now, not with force, not with noise, but with the quiet certainty of a river that knows where it is going. I am that river. I am that flow. I am overflow. I speak gently now, softly, with full knowing. I am prosperous in spirit. I am prosperous in body. I am prosperous in mind. I do not chase abundance. I embody it. I do not beg for blessings. I breathe them in like morning air naturally, freely, without effort. The way a flower does not chase the sun but simply opens itself to the light, I open myself now to every good thing that is moving toward me. I do not strain. I do not plead. I do not perform. I simply open. I simply receive. I simply allow the truth of divine generosity to fill every space within me that was once occupied by fear. What belongs to me by divine right is already set apart. It already knows my name. It is already finding its way to me, moving through channels I cannot see, being prepared in ways I cannot yet imagine, arriving in timing that is more perfect than anything I could have arranged for myself. I release all urgency. I release all striving. I release the old story that told me I must struggle to receive, that I must suffer before I can succeed, that I must earn what was always freely given. That story is over now. A new truth rises in its place, gentle as dawn, sure as sunrise. I am a vessel of divine overflow. Everything I need flows to me with ease. Everything I give returns to me multiplied. I am never without. I am never behind. I am never too late. I say it softly, as a prayer, as a knowing. I have enough. I am enough. I receive enough. And there is always more. There is a river, and it has never run dry. My source is not a salary. My source is not a season. My source is not the opinion of others or the fluctuating economy of the world. My source is spirit, and spirit is infinite, and infinite knows no drought, no winter, no recession. Infinite does not respond to the news cycle. Infinite does not shrink when the headlines say, "To fear." Infinite simply is constant, generous, inexhaustible, and fully committed to my flourishing. Even in the quiet moments, even in the waiting, even in the spaces between what was and what is coming, the river is still flowing. I trust this. I rest in this. I do not need to see the whole river to trust its direction. I do not need to hold all the water to know there is plenty. I need only to stay open. I need only to remain still enough to receive. So I still myself now. I quiet the noise of comparison. I silence the whisper that says others have more, that says I am falling behind, that says my time is running out. There is no competition in the river of abundance. It is wide enough for all. It is deep enough for all. It flows freely to all who choose to receive, and receiving is not a matter of effort, it is a matter of allowance. I allow now. I stop fighting the current. I stop trying to redirect the river with my anxious hands. I place myself gently into the flow, and I let it carry me. I let it take me where I need to go. I trust that the river knows the way. So I open every part of me, every hope, every dream, every silent wish I have been afraid to speak aloud, and I let the current of divine prosperity fill it all. I let it fill the parts of me that have been closed off by disappointment. I let it enter the rooms I locked long ago because I was afraid to want again. I let it move through every belief that told me I was not worthy of more, and I let those beliefs dissolve in the warmth of what is true. I am worthy. I have always been worthy. And the river has always been waiting for me to open the door. I speak gently over each part of my life now. To my finances, I whisper, "You are blessed. You are growing. You are more than sufficient. Lack is not your language. Overflow is your nature." I do not speak of scarcity over my money because money is simply energy, and energy responds to what I declare about it. I declare increase. I declare wisdom in how I manage what I have been given. I declare that every seed I plant financially is falling into fertile ground, and every harvest arrives in its perfect time. I am not anxious about my finances. I am grateful for them. I am expectant about them. I understand that what I focus on expands, and so I choose to focus on sufficiency, on generosity, on the steady and faithful provision of a universe that is always working in my favor. I do not hoard from a place of fear. I give from a place of knowing that I am always supplied. I do not spend from a place of scarcity. I invest from a place of trust. And what I invest in time, in energy, in love, in resources, comes back to me in forms more beautiful than what I sent out. To my health, I whisper, "You are restored. You are renewed. Every cell of this body is prosperous with life. Vitality flows through me like a quiet river, steady and sure." I do not treat my body as an obstacle or an enemy. I treat it as a beloved companion, as the sacred vessel through which spirit moves in this world. And because I honor it, because I speak life over it, because I align it with the frequency of healing and wholeness, it responds, it strengthens. It renews itself in ways that science can measure and in ways that only spirit can explain. I am not fighting my body. I am partnering with it. I breathe deeply, and I feel the life in every breath. I move, and I feel the abundance of energy that spirit has placed within these bones, within these muscles, within this breathing, moving, living form. My body is not withholding from me. My body is flourishing. And every day, In every way, I am being renewed from the inside out. I am healed. I am whole. I am strong. And the vitality that flows through me is not my own making, it is the gift of the same infinite source that never runs dry. To my relationships, I whisper, you are filled with love that is genuine and mutual. I attract souls who pour into me as I pour into them. My connections are abundant, deep, and true. I am not lonely in a crowded world. I am seen. I am known. I am surrounded by people who recognize the light in me and who reflect light back. I do not settle for connections that drain me. I do not accept relationships that diminish me. I am a magnet for love that is healthy, for friendship that is honest, for partnership that is built on mutual respect and shared vision. The people in my life are gifts, and I treat them as such. I do not take for granted the love that has been placed around me. I water it. I tend it. I speak kindness into it. And because I invest in love with full presence and genuine care, love multiplies around me. It grows in ways I did not plan. It surprises me with its depth. It fills rooms I did not even know were empty. I am prosperous in love. I am rich in connection. And the most beautiful relationships of my life are still finding their way to me. To my purpose, I whisper, you are unfolding perfectly. Every gift I carry is a form of wealth. My ideas are prosperous. My creativity is rich. My contribution matters. I was not placed on this earth without a reason. I was not given these particular gifts, these particular dreams, these particular questions and curiosities, without a design behind them. There is a purpose to my presence here, and it is not small. It is not accidental. It is not diminishing. It is expanding, deepening, clarifying, becoming more fully itself with every step I take in faith. I do not compare my purpose to another's. I do not measure the significance of what I do by the size of the audience or the speed of the growth. Purpose is not always visible in its early stages. A seed underground does not look like a harvest, but it is already the harvest. It is already full of what it will become, and so am I. Every quiet season is a season of formation. Every hidden stretch is a stretch of preparation. And when the time is right and divine timing is never wrong, what I carry will emerge, and it will be exactly what the world needed, arriving at exactly the moment it was meant to arrive. To my peace, I whisper, you are my greatest abundance. No amount of outer wealth can compare to the richness of a settled soul. And my soul, is settled. My soul knows something my mind sometimes forgets. It knows that everything is working together. It knows that the story is not finished. It knows that what appears to be a detour is actually the most direct route, because the direct route is not always a straight line. Sometimes it curves through the very terrain where I needed to grow, needed to learn, needed to shed the weight that would have slowed me down on the road ahead. My peace is not naive. It is not the peace of someone who does not know what is happening in the world. It is the peace of someone who knows what is happening beyond the world that can be seen. It is the peace that passes understanding not because it makes no sense, but because it operates by a logic higher than the one the world uses to explain things. I rest in this peace. I carry it with me. I return to it whenever the noise gets loud, and in it, I find everything I need. I am prosperous in every dimension of my being. Overflow is not just what I receive. Overflow is what I am. And as I walk in this knowing, something begins to shift around me. The atmosphere changes. Opportunities that were waiting for me to become ready begin to appear. Doors that were preparing to open begin to show themselves. Connections that were being arranged begin to manifest. Because the universe does not withhold from the person who is aligned. It simply waits for alignment. And I am aligned now. I am in agreement now. I am open now. Every area of my life is a field of divine increase. My finances grow because I have planted the seed of gratitude and expectation. My health flourishes because I have spoken life, and I have honored the temple I was given. My relationships deepen because I have chosen love over fear and presence over performance. My purpose expands because I have said yes to the gifts within me, rather than waiting for the world's permission to use them. And my peace remains unshaken because I have anchored myself to something that does not change with the weather of circumstances. I am not moved by what I see in the outer world. I am moved by what I know in the inner world. And what I know is this: I am provided for. I am taken care of. I am in the hands of a source that knows my needs before I speak them, and has already prepared the answer to every question I have not yet asked. I am not surprised by provision. I expect it. I am not shocked by blessing. I anticipate it. I do not react in amazement when good things unfold for me, because I have settled into the knowing that good is my natural inheritance. And now I rest in what I have spoken, not with excitement, but with calm, not with eagerness, but with trust. I do not need to check if it is working. I do not need to look for signs of progress in the outer world before I allow myself to feel the truth of the inner world. The outer world follows the inner world, always. And so what I establish within me today is already becoming what I will live tomorrow. What I declare in faith today is already shaping the circumstances of the days ahead. I know this. I trust this. And so I do not rush it. I do not chase it. I simply allow it. I do not need to understand every mechanism of how this works. I do not need to see the path from here to there before I take the first step. I only need to know that the path exists, that it is good, that it is laid with care, and that every step I take on it is supported by the most faithful guide there is. So I release the need to figure it all out. I release the need to have all the answers before I move forward. I simply move forward, with trust, with grace, with the quiet certainty of someone who knows they are held. What I have declared has gone forth. What I have believed is already forming. What I have received in spirit is making its way into form. Every word I have spoken today has been released into the law of divine return, and the law never fails. Every affirmation has gone out as a seed into fertile ground, and fertile ground does not know how to withhold a harvest. It only knows how to grow. So, I let it grow. I let it form. I let it unfold in the perfect order and the perfect timing of a wisdom that is far greater than my own. I am a channel of divine prosperity. I am rooted in plenty. I am open to all. The river flows through me now. Not in a trickle, not in a hesitant stream, but in the full and generous overflow of everything that is divinely mine. It flows into my finances and they increase. It flows into my health and it is renewed. It flows into my relationships and they deepen. It flows into my purpose and it expands. It flows into my peace and it settles, becoming a foundation so solid that nothing in the outer world can shake what has been built within. I speak to every cell in my body now. You are prosperous. I speak to every thought that rises in my mind today. You are aligned with abundance. I speak to my time. You are ordered and fruitful. I speak to my hands and my gifts and my energy. You are prosperous. What I touch thrives. Where I walk, things bloom. What I give returns. What I believe becomes. Because I am not just a participant in the river of abundance, I am part of the current itself. I do not fear the quiet seasons, because even in rest, I increase. Even in stillness, I grow. Even in the waiting, something is being expanded within me that could not have been expanded any other way. The waiting is not wasted. The silence is not empty. The pause is not a punishment. Every season I have walked through, every difficult one, every confusing one, every one that felt too long and too hard, was a season of formation. And what was formed in me during those times is the very thing that makes me capable of carrying the overflow that is on its way. I do not fear the pause. I trust the preparation. I do not rush the process. I trust the promise. What is mine by divine right is already set aside for me, and nothing can take it. No missed opportunity, no wrong turn, no delayed season can remove from me what is written as mine. I will not miss it. I will not lose it. I will not be too late. The river knows how to find me, and I know how to be found. I release every word I have spoken today with the full confidence that it shall not return void. I release every declaration with the faith of someone who has seen how this works, who has watched believing become receiving, who has witnessed the invisible become visible, who has experienced the faithfulness of a universe that takes seriously every seed of trust planted in its soil. I have planted well today. I have spoken truth. I have aligned with the deepest reality of who I am and what I am here to receive and to give. I am enough. I have enough. I am a vessel of divine overflow. I am prosperous in every expression of my being. The river flows. The harvest comes. The blessing is already here. And because it is already here, I can rest. I can soften. I can breathe out the last of any tension that remained, the last of any worry that lingered, the last of any doubt that tried to make its home in the space that is now occupied fully by faith. I walk into this day with open hands and a quiet heart. I receive what comes to meet me. I trust what unfolds around me. I speak only what I want to see. I entertain only what serves my highest good. I move only when led by peace, and in all of this, I am carried. In all of this, I am provided for. In all of this, I overflow. The river flows, and I am the river, and so it is, and so it is, and so it is.